And hello everyone! Today we are back with our Minecraft series, episode 26, I believe. Today we are going to do something a little bit different than we have done in the last few episodes. Well, last few episodes, basically the last 25 episodes, we have all been working around the mining turtle and some wireless communication to control those mining turtles. As we have seen in the previous episode, that is working, sort of. There are some hiccups, some issues that I still need to resolve, like something with minecarts and some communication issues. But today, and most likely next episode as well, I would like to start on building something else, which is a lumberjack program script-ish thingy, since of course a mining turtle does need fuel, and one of the bases for fuel could be charcoal, which requires wood. And despite the fact that we are living underground, I think it's realistic to have a tree house somewhere in the neighborhood, or a greenhouse, tree house. In this case it will be a tree house, but sort of tree house. Not a house in a tree, but a tree in a greenhouse, but whatever. And the base for it would be relatively simple, so a piece of dirt in the middle with a slab on top that is high enough that we of course cannot reach it, but also an oak tree would not grow through the roof or get too big. Then just some hoppers underneath that would transport all the saplings to a turtle, and an ender chest most likely below the turtle that have the opportunity to drop off items. At least that's the plan. I have been doing some experimentation already in the place where we were trying to work with our mining script in the past. So what I have been doing, I didn't label it apparently. Nope, it wasn't labeled. And this one has 2025. Okay. So what I was trying to do was to figure out a way for either a setup in general, block-wise, and a way to detect if there was a sapling in front of a turtle. Since what I used to do in the past, and that worked, is actually having a few lines of redstone in it in order to detect block updates, a big word. Just the fact that an oak log or any log does let redstone through it, and any other block like a sapling isn't doing that. So that was a way to detect if a tree was grown. The only slight drawback was that you would have 4 spaces in here filled with redstone and 2 on this side, which obviously isn't ideal if you're placing hoppers underneath them. That's just a Minecraft thingy. So we are going to experiment with this guy. Of course we have to give it a label. Label set lumber. And I have already my Brave API open. I just need to copy it over to the correct folder. For that, of course, I need a base. It's been a while, believe me or not. Base folder, so we are going to copy over our Brave API in there. So please give me a moment to open those. It's Brave, I'll make it a little bigger. Not much has changed in the last days. I've been trying some stuff with saving information to files and retrieving that. So that's something you will see in our save and load part. If I can find that, I think I've already scrolled over it. And for that communication thingy, I needed a different version from our sending protocol. It's kind of still the same. We have a bit more spares here. And I had to define when to store information and what type of the message was. Type of message could be block mined or something like that. That is sort of working, so we will be building that into our Lumber project, I think as soon as we can. That's kind of what has changed, and in the load, for example, we are just loading one line instead of the entire program, and on saving we are writing to it and not adapting to the file. Writing basically means that we erase everything at first and then write information, and adapt is just getting the next line and so forth. That's roughly the difference. So that's kind of what happened off camera, and let's start with our program right now. We can actually take a whole lot from our mining script, since that is in the basics kind of the same program. As in, we still need most likely all of this. We can copy that over. I don't think that we will be needing a config file on this, since they are just place and let it run forever. Check inventory is necessary. Main loop will be slightly different. That is something to work on. Yeah. So the plan is, what does it roughly have to do? I think this location above a chest and in front of the dirt block, and of course the hoppers will be around there, is a decent place to drop the turtle when it's either done mining, or is getting back when the server restarts or stuff like that. That should do the trick. And then it has to go up one, place a sapling if there's nothing, and stay there and detect, I believe it is even inspect called, what kind of block is in front of him. So if there is a sapling or if there is a log. That's kind of what I want to make here. So let's start with actually getting back from whatever position that has been. It should be, make it all nice and fancy, of course. Set up, kind of. It's kind of a setup, not technically, but we also need to determine in which slots is fuel, which slots is saplings, and which slots will be basically anything else, which can be apples in case of oak trees. It does only rarely happen, but it can happen. We'll call logs equals, put that in the table, I think. Yeah, let's do that. So variable 1 will be 1, 2, oh, doing it wrong, will be 1, dot and comma, 2 equals. Now it looks silly, but it will make sense when we get to the next row. So let's actually fast forward this a bit. So what I just did is basically setting up the logs, slots for logs, which will be the first 4. These 4. Then the saplings will be the next 4. And basically the rest, which can be anything that is picking up, will be in slot 9 to 16. And I could type all of that out, 1 to 16, but there's no point, because there will be nothing else in there. So we have a starting number and an ending number. Now I think of that, we could also have done that with the others, but let's not think too much about that. Okay, can we use our refuel from this from our API? Kind of thinking that that is not so clever, since we have defined it as plot 16 is hard coded. Okay. Okay. Could have done that a little bit more clever. Yeah, that's something for later to optimize. Let's do the initial setup. I want a function refuel, and a lot of this can be copied over from our API. It's just that there are a few things slightly different. Since if it gets less than 100, I think we only need 50 at maximum, which is already a little bit much. While turtle.refuel, we need to select first. Well, it's clever to do this. So I want it to go through all the 4 slots, as long as there are logs in there. And I also want to, we can do a while with an end. We can do a while loop with an end in there. Okay. Let's try. I've never done this before. But while this and get fuel level and turtle dot fuel just 1, and this will be a do, of course. All of this can go out of here. I want to select turtle dot select logs 1. So while this is and not, can we even combine more of these? So if the fuel level is below 50 and this is not true, do stuff. Okay, it in my head it sounds like it should be doable, but it's a bit weird. And we need a local n equals 0 here, 1, n equals n plus 1. Select n, and this can all get back. Don't need that anymore. Select n, then it will try to see if it has enough fuel and try to refuel 1 more. But we also have to make sure that there are enough stuff in there. Let's do it. This is something I rarely do, a function in a function. Not sure how to use that actually. Check for logs in slot n. Then this local n has to go up 1 line. And turtle.select n if turtle.get item count is larger than 1, then let's actually do smaller than 1, of smaller than 1, smaller than 2, so it can be 1. So if it is 1, then it will get lower. Yeah, okay, that's good. Then return. Oh man, there's a lot needs to be happening at once. And that's definitely something that we will be doing later. But for now, let's get this out of here and get this out of here. So let's just assume that it is necessary. Then we can select, how big is the chance that slot 1 will be empty if you are mining wood all the time. This can go out of here. This can go out of here as well. So while this is not possible, turtle.refuel 1, otherwise it will consume the entire log, and then selecting 1 again after this. Yeah, it's not nice, but it definitely works. Put this function above the setup. I think conventional wise that is a bit more logical. So we have refuel we need to do. Then we have turtle.up. Wait. Oh, fuel. I'm making a mess here. While turtle.down equals false. While this do actually nothing, since that's all that it has to do. And yeah, once this goes to false, then it will be happy anyway. That will get it back into the starting position. Then we have to go up a little bit. Turtle.select saps 1. Turtle.place. And now comes the tricky part. Let's make this even more easier. No need for a table. We're just going to select slot 2 and slot 1. And the rest is not really important. This can go to just 1. We only have 1 slot of play room, is not the best word, but okay. Go to the place. That should place the sapling. And from here on, I just need to experiment with that detect or inspect option. Let's get into Lua and do n equals turtle.spec print n. Can we print n? True 1, okay. Interesting. Can print n equals 1. Okay. That's what I was expecting. This was what I was expecting. So we have this, and we need something that is important. Since there was a trick, I'm not entirely sure what the trick was, but there was a trick by doing this. And I think it was actually checking for if it was a sapling. Since even with dark oak, which is a type of sapling added on later, it will still give Minecraft.sapling. If we take, for example, a normal oak log and an acacia log for my part. This will return log 2, and a normal oak log will return log, which will mean that we have to check for two different things, which we don't really need to do if we are just going to check for a sapling. So we have to get this name thingy out of here. Print m. Is that everything? Minecraft log 1. Okay, yeah. Not sure where that 1 is coming from, but at least that's how we have to do it in here. So while not sure what happened there. That's what we need to include. So we are going to inspect all the time. Yeah. We need a local variable already. Local equals false for now. So while through do, since it has to do this a lot of time, while ready equals false do local n, m equals turtle dot inspect and if m name equals to Minecraft double point sapling, then ready equals true. That should get us checking if we are ready. So what is it that we want the turtle to do after that? We want another refuel, if that's necessary. I don't know, but the function will figure that out on its own. And then for as long as there's something in front of him, it just needs to go up. Or we are going to say that it needs to go up 7 times. I think that's the height. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 times it does have to go up. Put this to an x. So 4x equals starting at 1, 2, 7, 1, 2. And turtle dot dig up, since it can happen that there's something on top of him, and then turtle dot up itself. Is that the way I wanted to have it? That is a good question, actually. If this is a clever way of doing it. But just having it 7 times, it should be alright. Block right there, light. So that should do all of this. Then we have to go down all the way. So while turtle dot down equals false to nothing. Oh, while true, of course. It will return true, so that will be fine. Do not much. Then we have item equals total dot get item count, and yeah, and we want it from slot 1. The turtle dot select logs item count, and then turtle dot drop down. Let's wait with this. Let's make sure that it went down all the way. And it has to go up once. Turtle dot up. Just keep it here for now. I'm honestly curious if this is going to work at all. So let's put some logs in there. Get some oak saplings, those in here, and see what it does. Oh, okay. Of course. Select one, subs. Go, save, go. Oh, I actually don't have to do that every single time. Goes down, place sapling, and it just starts mining. And it does get high enough. That's okay. So it gets into an infinite loop. Oh, okay. We say if it is equal to a sapling, that's not ideal, of course. Terminated. Okay. This is actually doing exactly what we want, or what we said that it has to do, not necessarily what we want. Okay. Goes down, place sapling, and it waits. Let's get some bone meal just to speed up the growth process. Yeah. Would be quite a surprise if we do this one. Just okay. Why is it not placing stuff anymore? Oh, yeah. Okay, makes sense. This has to come in here. That's quite obvious actually. Picking slime. Oh yeah, okay, I'm trying to paint a turtle. See, and do this one more time. So test run. Okay, it is there. It is trying to do something. Let's grow that tree, yeah. Let's see if it returns, and then this will be a nice wrapping up point. Okay. Oh yeah, okay, that makes sense. Ready equals false again. Okay. One more try. then we should be all finished and thought about everything, basically. And then in the next episode we are trying to store items. And it stops. That's good. So that's it for this episode. Also in the next episode we will be doing some more stuff and make it count, make it store items and function as a real tree farm. So I hope you have enjoyed it and see you next time. Bye bye.